अस्सलाम वालेकुम। कैसे हैं आप लोग? ठीक हैं? होप सो you are doing good. In previous lecture we were talking about discourse and the relation of discourse with pragmatics, and we learned that we can never ever make any kind of analysis without the help of pragmatics. In the term of pragmatics, we have some other aspects that are being implemented or that are a part of pragmatics. And first of all, we are here to discuss what's ellipsis. But in today's lecture, we have two major concerns that we discuss. The first one, ellipsis, and second one, implicatures. Let's move toward the ellipsis. Actually, ellipsis, what is an ellipsis? Sometimes we call it ellipsis or ellipses. Some of the omissions of word, phrases, or conjunctions from a statement. Ellipsis actually is the omission of word, phrase, or conjunction from a sentence. Just like the omission from a sentence of a word or words that would be required just in order to complete the meaning, or just in order to complete the statement of that context, the context that is being interpreted, or the text that is being interpreted or occurred. Ellipsis is the omission of words or phrases within a context. It is usually substituted with a verse or words. Just like, see, here is a verb ellipsis, and just example from the quote of Shakespeare: "I'll to Ireland." I will to Ireland. He didn't write the word go, it's mean verb, but it's understood to learn about that he will go to Ireland. But he just write I will to Ireland. Let's move to learn about the basic other aspect of ellipsis. That the omission of one or more items from a construction in order to avoid repeating the identical or equivalent items that are in the preceding or following constructions, as the omission of being the Paris from the second clause, or I have been to Paris. Just see the underlined word been to Paris, but in the second slot, but they haven't. What they haven't? Actually, they haven't been to Paris. Just here the omission of being to Paris are being observed or are being seen. In this statement, just we can say that omission of phrases is being observed. So what's its ellipsis? Ellipsis actually is the omission of one word or more words or more items from the construction of a word or from the construction of a statement. Or sometimes these omissions vague the context of the statement that is being interpreted or that is being occurred. We have different types of ellipses. We can observe the concept of ellipses, and we can see ellipses at different level. First of all, the omission from a sentence. In omission from the sentence, we have three further divisions. First one, parallel, positive, and negative. And at second type or at second level, we will take a look over contrary ellipses, how we contrast ellipses in our statements. Let's move toward the omission from a sentence, how we can observe and how we can learn about omission from a sentence, or the different types: parallel, positive, and negative. First of all, let's talk about parallel ellipses. In parallel ellipses, just we can see that positive ellipses, the students often come late and the teacher does too. Here actually the concept of late is being associated with students, but also associated with teacher. But the words of late and come late are being ellipsed from the statement. Just like in see the other statement that we have in negative ellipses: Fasi didn't like the movie and Ali didn't either. In both terms, both are don't like to see movie, but in second part of a statement, Ali didn't either, it's mean Ali did not also like movie, or Ali does not also like movies. But like the word of like the movie, or the phrase like the movie, all the phrase or complete phrase like the movie is being omitted from the statement Ali didn't either. Here is again we see ellipses, we see omission of a phrase, a complete phrase from a statement, but it's understood, it's easy to understood. We have other examples as well, that her father got angry with her because he had left scratches on the new car, but her mother didn't. It's also the contrary ellipsis. The ellipsis, just like father is in a positive state. Sorry, father is being angry to her, but her mother didn't. There is a contrast between the father and the mother statements. But the ellipsis is also available in the contraction, in the contrary situations. Father got angry with her, but mother didn't. The got angry with her, it's a statement, or it's a phrase that is being implemented in ellipses, but in a later statement that her mother didn't, we ellipse all the phrase got angry with her. It's mean her mother didn't, mean her mother didn't angry with her. So just we skip and we omit the whole phrase from statement that is being associated with her father. So we can clearly see that ellipsis actually is the omission of a word or a phrase or a group of words. Just like we can omit, and we can omit some words in a statement if we see that we can easily make the people understand that the things is being just like that, and it's necessary for us to clear the concept while utilizing the basic construction of ellipses. Let's move. We also see ellipses in substitutions. When a substitute form is used, such as one, we sometimes ellipse the statement with replacing or while rephrasing the word just one. Which ice cream would you like? So here the ice cream, the word ice cream is being substituted with one. I would like the pink one, but he didn't say that I would like, or I didn't say that I would like the pink ice cream. The word ice cream is substituted with one, just the counting figure of such as one. So here again the statement or the word are being substituted. So sometimes we apply the concept of ellipses while utilizing the substitution of the statements. So we can clearly imagine this ellipsis. It's not bad, or it's not bad to see or utilize the concept of ellipses in our day-to-day conversation. Here substitution is being implemented. Here the substitution of ice cream is being used just like a one. So again we have another examples. Who has a pen? Again in option B I have one is replaced, or one is substituted with the word of pen. So again we can see that substitution is also a part of ellipses. Sometimes we substitute a word or a phrase with another word or phrase. In ellipses, the second concept that we ellipse, or just like conjunction, and we also ellipse conjunction in our statements, just like see word to word, phrase to phrase, and clause to clause, how we utilize or how we associate these concepts into the statement of ellipses, or into the concept of ellipses. Let's see if we talk about word to word structure. The most children like cookies and milk. And again we have another examples, phrase to phrase. The golden is hidden at the beach or by the lakesides. So in first statement, word or word, cookies and milk. Here Here the ellipsis, the concept of a conjunction, just like and, cookies and milk. Cookies and milk, these are single word and words, two different words, but are associated with the use of conjunction. And after that we have phrase to phrase structure, just like the golden is hidden at the beach or by the lakeside. So at the beach or by the lakeside, so the association of conjunction is being found here, or at the beach or by the lakeside. And clause to clause, what you say and what you do are two different things. Here what you say and what you do, it are the two different clauses. But we can ellipse, or we can omit the concept, or ellipse the statement, ellipse the phrase, or ellipse the whole clause while we are interpreting the things. After ellipsis, let's finalize the concept of ellipsis. Ellipsis actually is, we have to omit a word, phrase, or clause. Sometimes we omit a whole subject, even the object or the phrase or the verb from a statements. Okay, so let's have a talk over implicator. In previous lecture we learned about implicator, that we discussed over discourse and pragmatic. Implicator, where we derive and where we implement some different meaning from the expected meanings. But in today's lecture we learn about the types of implicator. Almost we have 4 different aspects of implicator. First one conventional, and second one conversational, and third one generalized, and fourth one particularized implicator. It's implication mean we implicit the meaning from the actual meanings. We learned it in our previous lecture, but let's have a talk over the types of implicators. First one that we have, conventional implicator. It's not based on the cooperative principle or maxim, but encoded in the lexicon or grammar. It's not dependent on context for their interpretation. Thus it's being the contrast. George is short but brave. Here is a totally opposite in contrast implicator. Here he implements the meaning of the contrast. George is short but brave, and again Sue and Bill are divorced. We have a conjunction of implements, but just why he want to introduce these two people if they already got divorced? And in a third statement we see he jumped on his horse and rode away. Just see a sequence. First one statement that we say a contrast, and second statement we have a conjunction, and that is third statement we have sequence, and in the fourth statement we have consequences. It's mean reasons and logics. I dropped the camera and it broke. It broke. If we don't see the last statement, I dropped the camera, definitely it would be broke. He jumped on his horse, definitely he jumped just in order to rot. And Sue and Bill are divorced. It's a conjunction or conversational implicator, just in order to see the contrast or the conjunctions in the statements. After that we have a conversational implicator. Conversational implicator is inferred with a cooperative principle or maxims. We observe the things and we violated it. Or just we have an example for a conversational implicator. I am out of petrol. It's being very fluted and observed statements. Petrol isn't mean that a person is utilize the petrol. It's just like I think he wants to put that he ends up his energy, and he hasn't any more strength to do any task. Or there is a garage around the corner. So I am out of petrol. Again, you have the two concepts of conversation or implicators being utilized. The first one is that I am out of petrol. Actually, he is not out of petrol. Actually, his car is out of petrol. Just if we don't look over the second statement, there is a garage around the corner. So it's the implication that he had a car or that he has a car. But if we don't look over the second statement, there is a garage around the corner. Just we see first statement, I am out of petrol. That statement, I am out of petrol, indicates two different aspects. The first one, that person is out of energy, and the second is the person has a car and he is out of petrol. If we see a second statement, there is a garage around the corner, then definitely garage concept is associated with a car. Then if a garage is associated with a car, then definitely he has a car and he is out of petrol. Definitely just sometimes we implicate the meaning from the actual position, from the actual word, the word that we utilize. We just implement the meaning. We implement the meaning while utilizing the different words that indicate the different meanings. After that, we have generalized conversational implicatures, or in generalized conversational we have independent of the context. First one, indefinites. A car ran over John's foot. Not John's car, not the speaker's car. First, car ran over John's foot. Not John's car, not the speaker's car. The speaker is assumed to follow the maximum of quantity. If he wanted to be more specific, he would have said my car or John's cars. Again, it's generalized. It's a general concept. He didn't mention the car belonged to which person, John's car or the speaker's car. But sometimes when we utilize the cooperative principles or the conversational maxim, it's a cooperative maxim, so it's necessary for us to be indicate quality, quantity, manners and clarity. So in this statement, the concept of general implication is being utilized. Second, we have a scalar implicature communicated by choosing a word expression or a value from a scale, quantity or frequency. Just like, see, I am studying linguistics and I have completed some of the required courses, or not all. Here the quantity of maxim is being utilized, or quantity of maxim is used. If the scales is all, most, many, some, few, the use of some implicates that all the higher items in the scale are to be considered negative. Sometimes we just utilize some of the aspect, not major of the concept, not many of the concepts. It's mean that he just learns some basics of the things. He didn't put hands over the major concept or major concernings of the things. After that, we have particularized conversational implicator. It's dependent on a specific context. Just see the example. He coming to the party tonight. Tom, my parents are visiting. Floating relevance. Just see the things that are not associated with each other. The rich hey coming to the party tonight. It's mean that he just look like nice and presenting his nice situation or position. That Rick guessed to Tom that he has a nice dressing and he wears a nice suit, so he implement that you are coming to party tonight. But after the response of Rick, Tom said that my parents are visiting. It's mean he well dressed just in order to see, just in order to welcome his parents, and implemented the things that he is well. He is in a good position, or just he has a renowned position that is being implemented over the status of Mr. Tom. So just coming to the party, it's an indication that he will be well-being. But Tom clearly indicate that he is well-being because his parents are coming. So here his parents are visiting him, so that his parents doesn't see any negative implements, or it shouldn't be in a position to guess that his son or their son Tom is not in a good position. After that, we have second example of where are you going with the dog, same to the wet floating manner. It's mean where are you going with the dog. Definitely Anna or Sam has some floating manners, or that they want to implement. Just like, see, sometimes we implement, sometimes we conversate, we explain the things that are being very particular to the idea that we want to implement. So implicature mean the meaning that we want to implicit from the actual condition or from actual situations. After that, presupposition is also associated the major part of the things. Presupposition, sometimes we assume the fact, we assume the belief, we assume the things that can be interpreted, or that can be narrated, or that can be associated by other peoples. But assumptions is very much different from the implicatures. Sometimes we assume the things that are not actually. Presupposition information adds facts, beliefs, what is explicitly said. Presuppositional information is what which is taken for granted. My wife will go to London tomorrow. It's mean speaker has a wife. After that, my number is 212555112. It's mean the speaker has a telephone account. After that, I am upset about being charged for a call to Ethiopia. It's mean speaker call to Ethiopia, so that he charged. I am a bachelor. It's mean he is unmarried. Sometimes we assume the things from the statements that are occur, that are implemented by other speakers. We try to guess, we try to assume the fact by utilizing the statement of the speakers. So hope so you got the point that I want to implement. After that, we have some types of presupposition, that we conventional presupposition and pragmatics presupposition. Conventional presupposition are less context dependent than pragmatic presupposition. In conventional presupposition, we don't bother to see the context or the pragmatic context. They are typically linked to the particular linguistic form. Just they are associated with the meanings. Would you like some coffee? Suggest that coffee is already prepared. Whereas, would you like anything to drink? Does not suggest a drink has already been prepared. It's mean sometimes we assume the linguistic aspect of the statement. If we assume the linguistic aspect of the meaningful aspect of the statement, that we are assuming the conventional presupposition. After that, we have pragmatic presupposition. Pragmatic presupposition are context dependent and arise from the use of an utterance in a particular context. Sometimes we utilize it at the context when we talk about. Hope you got the point. If you have any question, you can ask over WhatsApp or any other aspects that you have, any other resources that you have. Okay, thank you. Take care.